Hi YouTube, welcome back to another video from Wtf Rc Cars. So, I'm going to try and talk you through the easiest way I've found of setting up what a lot of people have asked for, a dual motor setup for a rock crawler on the MB4. Now this is a little bit more difficult on the MB4 than it is on the Pro, because the Pro has more mixers. It actually has drive modes as a selectable mix, but first thing you want to do is get your batteries and your ESC set up. Remove the positive from the slave ESC, so that's going to be as rear, that's going to be as front motor. And I'll put the screen up here so you can see what I'm doing. So basically, first thing we're going to want to do is to go into mixers. You want programming mixers, mixer 1, master channel set to throttle, slave set to channel 3, and then low side and high side mix set to 100%, offset 0, and put the little tick box in the one below. And then basically what we should get now, if I end up with motors flying all over here, so we pull throttle and we've got both motors both working at the same percent. Now these are different motors, different ESCs, so what you might want to do now is change the rate at which one of these are going to turn, or you may want to turn one on and off. So if we go into the settings, assign, and then go to SW2, and then you want to set that to your mix 1. Effectively what this is going to do is turn mix 1 on and off. So when we press the little trigger button, we turn as mix off. All we've got is front motor, which is effectively giving you a dig sort of situation on your rear motor. It'll lock the rear wheels for you, depending on how good your drag brake is on your motor and how strong your motor is. But once we press it again, back to both motors running. Next thing you might want to do is change the bias between these. So if we go into settings and assign, and we go to TR3, and you go to basically you want it set type normal, function type, scroll all the way down until you find the mix 1 high side. And then we can do the same for TR4, and we can go through and do the low side. So basically what these do, this will let you set your high and low mix points to these two. So if we move the TR4, that's the low side, and TR3 is the high side. So if I turn the high side down now, start reducing it, you will get to the point where the rear motor is hardly moving, and you can back it all the way down to next to nothing. So basically between doing this, you can dial in an overdrive on your front to whatever level you want, and obviously the low side will do it in reverse if the motor don't go flying across the table and try and kill me. But basically that is how you can set it up. Now you could also do something where you set the signal. Let's turn all these off. You can do something very similar where you turn off the you set up a mix for channel 2, and you can have them reversed, so you could dial in the overdrive on the front motor or instead of the rear, how we've got it set up here. You're basically doing it this way. You can set the underdrive to the rear motor, so your front one would be working as overdrive. If you copy the exact settings but you set it up on mix 2, and then you have the opposite motor working as the master and the opposite one working as a slave, when you put in the endpoint high and low numbers, then when you start reducing them, you'll be reducing the drive to the opposite motor. So you can basically set this up this way on mix 1, set it up exactly the same on mix 2, but have the opposite one as the master and the slave. So then when you do it and you move your TR3, you're going to then reduce the opposite motor. So you could switch the way that you've got your high side and low side working. But definitely more complicated to do it on the MB4 than it is on the Pro, but essentially it all works. And you can press that button and have your dig working. So yeah, hopefully that makes a lot of sense, or some sense, or helps at least some of you out. But thanks again for watching WTF Rc Cars. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys again in the next one.